Another program that has been stimulating the economy, that is going to immediately stop stimulating our economy, is the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program. This is the program, and it actually frequently got confused with the PEUC, which I just talked about. The PEUC was the program that gave actual extra weeks to unemployment. The PUA program was the program that qualified people for unemployment who typically did not qualify. Your self-employed people, your contractors, your gig workers. So those people are going to stop getting their unemployment at the end of the year. Unlike the PEUC, I think these people, the PUA people, are in a better position because pretty much for all of them, when they signed up for unemployment, they knew when their benefits would end. Like they knew, okay, unless something happens, unless we get more stimulus, on this specific date, this is when I lose my unemployment benefits, right? With the PEUC program that I just talked about, that potentially it actually helped both PUA and regular unemployment people. Well, I think it did more to help the regular unemployment people, and just in kind of my opinion. But so I'm sorry, I kind of got distracted, kind of dealing with something or looking at something. But so that program is ending, right? And so regardless if you kind of, figure that it is more, that these people are more lucky because maybe, I don't know, who knows? But what I will say is this. I've talked about before the PPP, the Paycheck Protection Program. A lot of people, especially when both of these programs were rolled out, they were confused because they technically could have qualified for both programs. For instance, if you have, for instance, an Uber driver, a gig worker, they technically could have qualified both for PUA as well as for the PPP. But a lot of people didn't know initially that technically they should not have double dipped and tried to get both the unemployment and the PPP. What I will say is this. I obviously, most people have taken advantage at this point of either or, but I will say this. The PPP was more beneficial to those that either as self-employed, a contractor, or a gig worker made a lot of money, right? They actually operated more as a business. But the PUA kind of benefited those who maybe, they technically were classified as those things, but they didn't make so much money, right? So I will say this. The PUA was definitely effective, right? Those people typically made money on a consistent basis that really was on par with what the average worker did. They didn't make a whole lot more. But what I will say is that those that were on PPP made a lot more. That was probably one of the least effective forms of stimulus. And I think that Congress going forward needs to rethink an alternative, because I think that they don't need to make the mistake and try and lump both of these groups of people in together.